So every company right now is going to be disrupted in some way by AI. And that's either going to be they have to integrate it into their product, or they're going to have to launch innovation programs for new products that they want to take advantage of, or they're going to have to put it into their internal operations. Now, over the last couple of years, I've already worked on a lot of these go-to-market launches, innovation projects, or strategy work. And I've noticed a very clear difference between those projects that stall or become very painful and those that build up steam and become more successful. So the first point is, and I think this is more for if you're an external consultant or you're going to be brought in to a company in order to do these type of projects, is that most people that you're going to be working with will probably be more afraid of failure than they are of getting a win or a big success with a project. Now, the reasons for this are quite obvious. If there's a big win, if they do an innovation project and they launch it and it becomes very successful, the reward on that is going to be, obviously it's going to be good, but the negative of having a failure where they invest a lot of money in, for example, or you put a lot of effort into a project and you're very highly visibly connected to it and then it launches and it fails, the negative impact of that is way higher than it would be if it was a win. The second factor is more about the fact that you can spreadsheet your way or analyze your way to success or knowing the future. This could be forecasts or complex models or a strategy that looks great in a slide deck, but the real world in general runs on trial and error. Nobody can predict the future, and unless it's one of those decisions, one of those rare decisions actually, that is irreversible, so if you go through that door, you can't come back, then that's a time to spend a lot of time and do a lot of analysis. But in most other circumstances, moving quick, acting, and getting data and feedback is much preferable. Plus, AI is compressing timelines right now. So if it's a piece of technology or an app or a campaign, you can actually do the execution way, way quicker than you did before. So this sort of trial and error, test and learn, the iteration loop can be so much faster now. It was always the promise in the past, but now it's actually a reality. But the third factor is about predictability, predictable revenue, predictable prospecting, predictable lead generation, neat pipelines, things like scalable systems, very clear project management workflows. This is the type of thing that's going to actually slow you down. When we're thinking about innovation projects or new apps or new products or new services or new businesses you want to launch, the real world and markets are a lot more messy than, say, a factory process. So this is, again, it sort of relates to point one. And I think that's why the best book to read on this is The Innovator's Dilemma. The book basically says that true innovation is normally best achieved by either internally by a group that is sort of cut off from everybody else, cut off from the politics, and can then just iterate and test and play and put new things together, or as an outsourced unit. So either internal or external, but it has to be ring-fenced. Because fundamentally, we're entering a world right now where AI is forcing companies to innovate, and it gives you the tools at the same time to innovate at a much quicker rate. So that really changes everything.